Hey, good morning. It's Tim here with Expert Power Wash. I just wanted to put out a quick video, kind of like a chat and drive about business. It's 2021, and I am heading into my 4th season. I know there's a lot of guys out there that have a lot more experience than I do, but as of right now, there's about 2,500 subscribers of the channel, and I just want to be real with you guys. I want to give the best possible advice that I possibly can. There's a lot of people out there selling courses and offering to basically get rich quick schemes. Anybody that'll tell you that's been in this business for a while will tell you that it's going to take a lot of hard work, and success typically doesn't happen overnight. You may get lucky, you may get a big contract, and that's great. But for the majority of us, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of grinding. So, just a couple advice tips. This is probably not going to be, before we get into that, this is not going to be a fluffy, shiny equipment video. But if you could stick around, and maybe you'll find some stuff in here that's useful and helpful to you. But yeah, let's get into it. Probably the first thing, as far as advice that I would give you guys, anybody that's starting up a new pressure washing business, is don't go overboard with equipment. You guys probably, anybody that watches the channel sees that most of my videos are about equipment. I absolutely love equipment. So that's a tough one for me. I'm looking at the new IGX fuel injected pressure washers, and it's like, man, I'd love to have one of those. But really, it's more about setting up a marketing budget. So if you're not doing any marketing, and you're going out and buying all this flashy thousands of dollars worth of equipment, that equipment is worthless if you're not getting the work behind it to generate money for you. You could spend $30,000-$40,000 on some of those skids out there, but there's guys out there that are pulling a trailer or that have a 4-gallon a minute machine that's probably making more money than some of them guys with the fancy equipment. And there's always two sides to a story. So everybody's always going to tell you, show you the highlight reel or the best of the best. But maybe it's not as busy for them as they're putting out there. And I'm not saying that I've arrived myself. I have a long ways to go in my business. But spend more money on marketing than you are equipment. The equipment will follow. As you generate more work and you build your business, you're going to have to buy equipment, to keep up with the demand. So it's better to be in a situation to where you're having to buy the equipment because you have so much work in the pipeline that it needs to happen. My second piece of advice is probably spending a lot of time on Facebook and getting caught up in all the Facebook groups. There's a lot of pressure washing groups out there, and there's some good information. There's also a lot of bad information. Luckily for me, when I first got started, I found the PWRA website, or it's a forum. It's kind of an old school forum, but there's a lot of good information in there. It's quite the resource. You can hit the search bar. There's just so much good stuff in there. And then when somebody gets in there and starts talking about things that are bad advice, there's a lot of older guys in there that are quick to respond and make sure that what's being put out there is good information. Now, it's a rough group of people. If you're going to jump in there and you haven't done research, and you're going to start asking weird questions when all the stuff's already been asked 100 times, they're probably going to fire back at you. So be ready for that. But that was my first interaction with learning stuff online was PWRA. It's a great resource. I became a paid member. I absolutely love the PWRA. I still will scroll through it and read. But the Facebook groups, like I said, there's a lot of good information. There's also a lot of bad information. So you may have a guy that is just wanting to be known or make a name for himself. Maybe he's been in the business for like 1 year and he's asking all this self-proclaimed professional. There's all kinds in them Facebook groups. I think you could burn a lot of time in them Facebook groups. So here's my advice for you. Would be to turn on, at least for Apple phones, turn on that activity or that screen time. See how much time that you're actually spending on Facebook. I bet you'd blow your mind. And as a new business owner, is that the most productive way to spend your time? I'm guilty of it. That's why I'm giving this advice, because I've been guilty of it. I've spent a lot of time on there, and you know, I'm looking for something new. I'm looking for a nugget, but as I look back on the amount of time that I've spent, I really didn't find anything new. I just wasted a lot of time. What you could do, just a little tip, is maybe replace that. Grab a book. Start reading a business book. There's several out there. If you guys have a favorite book that you're reading that relates to our industry, go drop it in the comments. There's so many to even list them off, but start reading a book. You're going to find that's going to be a lot more productive. You know, it's proven people that are glued to a screen versus people that read, you're going to build yourself a lot better by getting into a book versus just gluing your eyes to the screen and glossing over for hours and hours. Another piece of advice, check out your BNI, your local BNI. I got a couple of videos on here. I've done some updates when I joined, and then a year later you can look through the channel and find some of that information. But that's been a great avenue of marketing and networking. And that leads me into my other thing. If you're not networking or you don't have an official way to network, join a BNI or join, you know, a business group. That's going to be very productive for your business. Let's see, what else? Yeah, the equipment's probably the biggest thing. You know, marketing versus equipment. You know, go out there and market, hit the ground running. Don't spend too much time on Facebook. Start networking. If you start doing those things, you're going to be further ahead than anybody else sitting around and spending all this time on Facebook. I kind of wonder, yeah, I see these people commenting all day. They're either not working like they say they are, or I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, hey, I'm wishing you guys the best for 2021. We're starting off the year strong. I'm excited about what this year is going to bring. If you guys have any success stories or have any tips that you would like to add to this, because this is just a quick video. I figured I would talk and drive. Throw them down there in the comments. What's something that you changed behavioral wise that is really helping you grow your business? Hey, I appreciate you guys. Again, I hope everybody's doing well in 2021, and wish all your businesses much success. Talk to you soon.